Um, yeah, I was very familiar with the play before I read the script, probably because it's one of the most famous plays ever written. So yeah, I mean, especially growing up in England and William Shakespeare being one of our greatest playwrights, we see a lot of Shakespeare, we read a lot of Shakespeare. So I was very familiar with it, but I'd never fallen in love with it the way I fell in love with it when I read Julian's script, because the way he adapted it, made it very accessible, and had a real, rather than having a play that takes however long to read, the original one's quite very long. It's sort of, you kind of got it into almost a cinematic journey which you could kind of take in, and it was brilliant. Well, Romeo is a sort of a young guy who falls in love ridiculously quickly, and he has a huge heart, and he wears it on his sleeve. But he can be hot-tempered. I think that's the thing about Romeo. He has so many different aspects to his character. And that's what I love about playing him in this movie, is you get to play the romance, you get to play the action, you get to play the drama, he gets to do everything. So he's a brilliant character to play in that respect. Romeo meets Juliet at the Capulet ball, which they sort of snuck into, and he sees her and he just sort of is taken back by her beauty and just falls in love with her very quickly. Yeah, no, working with Hailee is an absolute pleasure. She really is absolutely outstandingly talented, and for her age, it kind of blows my mind. When I'm acting opposite her, you just think, how can you be 15? If I was that good when I was 15, I would have died happy. So she's really talented, and she brings something really interesting and fresh to Juliet, which I don't think anyone's ever seen before, because she's so young but so mature at the same time, and so worldly, and she's travelled so much. She really does bring like an interesting take to Juliet. Carlo's fantastic. He has such a wonderful and beautiful vision for this movie, and he's so passionate about the material. Just from the first conversation I had with him about the film, I sort of knew how it was going to look and feel, and he really has delivered that. No, I kind of came to Italy and came to Rome a good 3-4 weeks before we started shooting, and sort of started fencing and started riding and doing all of that, because there are quite a few big set pieces in this movie. But we have the most amazing kind of stunt coordinator, Franco, and Jacqueline, our horse master, and they're both brilliant, and they've made our jobs easy, and made the fights look incredible. I mean, we really do have some incredible fights in this movie. Very visceral and just real and exciting and dangerous.